Uh. Welcome to Celso Talks podcast. Step into the room, the mic's alive, where thoughts collide and dreams survive. Every word a spark, every voice a flame. Welcome to the show where we play no games. We're diving deep, no shallow streams. Ideas unfolding like vivid dreams. From life's big questions to boogie schemes. Welcome to the conversation. Feel for your imagination. Every word's a celebration. Celso Talk, your new sensation.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Celso Talk Podcast. It is Sunday, February 8th, 2026. It is 9:13 in the morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How everybody got up today? How is everybody morning? Mine is okay. A little tired. Oh, Lord have mercy. But I'm okay. Man, I definitely had a great time last night. I really did. I had a great time last night. Last night we went to a bowling alley. Somewhere, somewhere in Fredonia. Somewhere in Fredonia. Fredonia, New York. We went to a bowling alley. Had a great time. A couple coworkers, came there. Had a good time. We had a good time, man. And I was expecting for some people to come in, but they didn't come in. They couldn't come in. I mean, hey, family come first. I get that. Family come first. It's very understandable that family does come first. Maybe next time. Maybe next time they will come. I am. I'm promoting this. I'm going to say this. I'm promoting. I'm promoting this event. Um, I don't know if it's going to be every weekend. I don't know. If it's going to be every weekend, but I'm promoting this event. It's called Great Time at the Bowling. Oh, what's it? Great Time at the Bowling Alley. It's called Great Time at the Bowling Alley. I'm promoting this. And it's being promoted to everybody that works with us in the third shift. So if you work in the Nestle arena, if you work in manpower, third shift, you could be in third shift, you could be in first shift, second shift, it doesn't matter. If you are working for manpower, I mean, you don't have to work for manpower, I mean, you could bring your family, you could bring your friends, you know, you could bring whoever you want to bring. But I want you guys, if everybody that's listening to me from Manpower and Nestle Purina, like I said, Celso Luis Santiago Jr., aka C2K Covers to Kill, is promoting this event. This is going to be promoted in this podcast, and it will be promoted in C2K Talk Show. So anybody that works for Manpower and you want to get out of your house and you want to have a great time and come to the bowling alley right in Fredonia. Even though it is hosted by Andrew Corraliza, it's hosted by him, but I'm promoting him. I'm the one that, even though it's hosted by Andrew Corraliza, but I'm the one that is promoting. I'm the one that promotes it in this podcast. We'll be promoting in C2K Talk Show. Um, Like I said, anybody that that works in the manpower or next to the arena, and you want to go out and have a great time, uh, come with us. Come with us to the bowling alley at Fredonia. Come with us, and not everything is gonna be is about work. It's it's the goal. The goal that we are looking for is that we want to make sure everybody has a great time. Drama free. Drama free. Uh, just come, have a great time with us. Um, yeah, play some pool with us, have a couple drinks, play some, bowling with us. You don't listen. You don't have to. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. You do not, and it's like we don't think about this. Like you do not have to be an expert, neither in pool or bowling. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be. We're not. It's not a competition. We're not competing for anything. We're just having a great time. That's the goal. The goal is to have a great time. You know, and that's it. So, like I said, um, if you are working in the in Nestle Arena, you are working in Manpower. Uh, I don't know if it's gonna be every weekend, but weekends is going to be at the bowling alley in Fredonia. Come have fun and have fun with us. You could bring, you could. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be third shift, second shift, or first shift. We don't care. You could bring your family. You could bring your friends. Whoever you want to bring, you can do it. So come in, have fun with us. Of course, you're gonna see me in there. You're gonna see me there. So yeah. All right, all right. But yeah, I had a great time. I really, really had a great time. Last night. Um, it was just like I expected. It was just like I expected. I was happy to see some of my coworkers in there. The first time I see them without a helmet, first time I see that, so it was like I was trying to recognize them. I said, "Oh, okay, it's you. Oh, this is you." Even my own cousin, my own cousin, she went there, and I'm like, because I'm used to see her with a helmet, and I'm like, "That's you, cuz? It's me. Hey, cuz." I give her a hug, and the girls couldn't be, the girls wasn't there for that much. I don't know what reason why, but they have their own reasons, and but the guys, stood there. Some of the guys stood there, and we had a great time. We had a great time. We had a great time. Yeah, and I play pool, and I'm gonna say this. I mean, I want to say this. I always tell people with that I pray with. It could be pool. It could be dominoes. It could be bowling. I always tell them, listen, I'm not an expert because I never was good with sports. I never was good with sports. I don't know why, but I never was good with sports. Never. Like I think the only sports that I was good with, it was volleyball. Volleyball, oh hell yeah. Volleyball, yes, I competed. I was in different competitions. Doing volleyball, soccer. Oh yes, I could play some soccer. Yes, volleyball and soccer, I could play. Yes, I could play those. I'm very good at it. Playing soccer. I'm very good at playing volleyball. Um, card games. When it comes to card games, I think the only card game that I'm really good at is Uno card. Oh yeah, I'm the king of Uno card. I could play some Uno card real good. We're talking about the regular Uno card. We're not talking about this Uno card that they have now. That I think is a game that would cheat. I don't listen. This Uno card they got right now is crazy. I don't play that because it's like, come on, man. You just listen. I love to play Uno card, but the regular Uno card, the original Uno card. I'm good at that. I'm good at that one. Oh yeah. Um, Domino. Nope. Listen, I suck in Domino. Okay. Maybe because I don't understand it. Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't understand it. Uh, I don't. Uno card. I mean, dominoes. Uh, I never understand it, and I think it's something that I'm having problem to understand with this game. Even though I do go to my friend's house once in a while, and we do play a lot of games of domino in his house, but I never was good at it. I never was good at it. I don't. Maybe because I don't understand it. Mm. I think that's what it is. I don't understand it. And I know a lot of people going to say, well, you're Puerto Rican and you should understand that. No, okay, it doesn't matter if I'm Puerto Rican. Yes, I'm Puerto Rican, but at the same time, I am a New Yorican. So, you know, I don't understand it. I don't understand. I never understood dominoes. Never. Yes, I played it back in the day with something when I was a kid. I remember I used to have those like those boxes that comes the dominoes those wooden boxes that comes in. Yeah, I used to have those. And I used to play with my friends. Uh, but not the way that is played originally. You know, maybe that was my problem because I never played it originally into I came to Dunker into I met some of my friends that knows how to play domino that has been in competitions, and I don't understand it. I'm trying to understand it. I'm trying to know how to play it, and maybe might take me a couple years to understand it. But I don't even know what copy cool means. I don't even know that. Listen, okay, I know what a lot of people are going to be shocked. A lot of Puerto Ricans is going to be shocked. He said, you don't know what copy cool means? No, I don't. Listen, I don't know what copy cool means. What the fuck is a copy cool? I don't get it. It's like Domino has been a very emotional for me. For me, it has been for me. It's like a emotional game. It's like an emotional game because you playing with different partners. You are at the table and you got seven. I don't know what you call it. Seven dominoes, 7 blocks of dominoes. Uh, and I guess you pray. You pray with your partner. There's no talking allowed. You don't talk in the game, so it's kind of hard because you don't know what is the move. I mean, there's no conversations whatsoever. There's no conversations between between partners. So I don't know what could be his game. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of like, okay, what you want me to do? Like, where do you want me to put the domino? If it's this way or that way, you know. then it's like, and then next thing you know, you got your other partners. They know what's your game. I say, oh yeah, I know what his game is. I said, oh, how do you know? I don't know what I like. I said, I don't understand it. And then if you lose, oh my God, let me tell you something about domino. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this. Actually, I want to use this. I want to use this when I do start my stand-up comedy. I'm doing a stand-up comedy on 2027. 2027. Um, Celso Santiago Jr. is going to start stand-up comedy uh, in 2027. So this right here, I think I can make it as a joke because and use it for my stand-up comedy the first time that I do go on stage and in front of a lot of people. It's not only going to be on stage at the same time. It's going to be on TikTok. I'm going to go back to be a streamer, a comedian in on TikTok. So yeah, so this right here, I can use it. I could use this domino game as a joke for my stand-up comedy because let me tell you, man, domino for me, it's like it's a very emotional game. It's a very emotional game. A lot of people gonna ask me, why you think it's an emotional game? Okay, let me explain to you why I think it's a very emotional game. Because if you okay, let's say if you win the game with your partner, your partner's gonna be happy with you. Your partner is gonna be like, oh yeah, we play the game. That's how you play. Yada yada yada. Now, if you lose the game, I have never seen a game when your partner turns on you. I'm serious. I never, I have never seen a game when your partner get mad at you, turns on you, puts you under the bus, and then it's like, damn, this is just a game. What? And they will get mad at you. They will get pissed at you. Your domino partner will get pissed at you. Will get mad at you, and it's just like okay, like and it doesn't matter what partner who you're playing with. It doesn't matter. They will get mad at you if you don't win the game. Oh my God! I'm like, this is just a game. Chill. It's just a game. Because if you don't win the game, they're gonna be like, oh, you see, I told you don't play like this, but you missed the whole game. And you looking like, yo, this is just a game. Chill, dude. This is just a game, man. We're just playing, having a great time. I say we're supposed to be partners. Well, are you serious? You're gonna put me under the bus like that? You know, but when they win in the game, Lord have mercy. It's like they think they're winning the jackpot. Like, God be cool. I said, what the fuck? I mean, the first time, the first time, the first time that I was playing the real game, the original game of Domino, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I said, what? I did not know what I was doing. Like, I had my first partner at the table, and before the game, I explained to him. I said, listen, don't expect me to be an expert Don't expect me to play good because I don't know how to play domino this way. I used to play it, but not this way. You know, so the first thing they tell you, okay, don't worry, just follow my lead, whatever, whatever, whatever. I got you. Okay. So I always make sure, I always make sure to have a conversation with them first before, because I don't want them, because, when you are playing, I think I'm not talking bad about Puerto Ricans. I love Puerto Ricans. I'm Puerto Rican myself. But for me, when it comes to a Puerto Rican game, they expect you. I think it's a Puerto Rican thing. They expect you to be good at the game. They expect you to be good at the game because I've been through it yesterday. The same situation I've been through it yesterday, last night, when I was playing pool. And I think I only played two times, last night. So I think it's a Puerto Rican thing where, I mean, I could be wrong, but for me, I think it's a Puerto Rican thing when I think they expect you to be an expert in the game. Either if you playing with a partner or against them, they still want you to be an expert. Like they will get mad if you don't even know how to play the game. They will get mad at you. Including when it's domino, Lord have mercy. Lord, domino, like I said, dominoes, it's a very emotional game. And I play it to have fun, but I don't like domino. I don't like playing domino. I play it because you just say, let's have some fun, you know. But I never understand it, and I never like playing domino. Like it because maybe I just don't understand it. At the same time, it's a very emotional game where people get mad at you, get pissed at you if you don't if you lose, and it's like, come on, man, it's just a game. And they got be cool, and they get so emotional, and I'm like, the first time I hear copy cool, and I'm like, what's a copy cool? What is that? Like I don't, you know, and and then they didn't explain to me like what is a copy cool. I say, what is it? So one person explained to me. He's like, for example, that person, the person that explained to me, he said, "Do you play chess?" Yes, I love playing chess. I'm good at chess. That's another game that I'm good at. Chess. I love playing chess. And um, it's like, okay, copy cool. It's like checkmate. I said, oh. He said, yo, okay, I know you understand that. I said, I'm kind of understanding, but yeah, checkmate. It's like basically checkmate. It's basically what copy cool is like basically what would end the game real quick. It's a checkmate. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. Kind of understand that. Kind of understand that. But I said, well, why they get so emotional? Like, copy cool, bam. I said, yo, calm the fuck down. Like, it's just a game. Like, the first time I heard like copy cool, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what is a copy cool? I don't get it. Like, what mean that? What that means? Is that French? Is that no? It's a Puerto Rican thing. I was like, oh, okay. And there was like, you don't know? I said, nope. I don't know what's a copy cool. Like, what is that? you know, and a lot of people was shocked. I said, boy, you Puerto Rican. I say, yeah, I'm Puerto Rican, but I'm New Yorican. I was raised in the Bronx. Okay. Like it's not my fault that my grandparents took me out of Jayuya, Puerto Rico, when I was 11 months, and took me to the Bronx, and I was in the Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan, uh, for 7 years. You know, 7 years and 11 months. You know, almost 8 years in. I was almost 8 years in the Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, and my first language was English. And I explained to this people a lot. My first language was English. I was not. I said when I was growing up, when I was a kid, I was not very good in Spanish. I was not very good in Spanish. I was not. I only knew a few words in Spanish. Excuse me. I only knew a few words in Spanish. I was not good in Spanish whatsoever. And the first time that my grandmother took me to Puerto Rico, it was when I went to Yauco, Puerto Rico. That was the first time when I went to Yauco, Puerto Rico. I was like 5 years old when my grandmother took me there, and I didn't understand Spanish whatsoever. I didn't understand some words in Spanish. I didn't understand. I understood some words, but not a lot. You know, where when I went to school, I think it was kindergarten, or I don't know if it's I don't know. I remember I was a kid, and I don't know how I had a friend, a best friend but she knew. I mean, I had a best friend that I fall in love with, even though we was 5 years old. But I fell in love with that girl. Back in the day when I was a kid, and she was my best friend. She was very beautiful girl. She had like long black hair. She had like brown eye, very beautiful brown eyes, cute girl. What was my only friend in Yauco, Puerto Rico, my only friend. And I was in love with her. I was so in love with this girl, and she understood English. She knew how to speak English. And so that's why we became best friends, because she knew that I didn't. Because she at first, when me and her, when I met this girl for the first time, she was my neighbor. She was living right next to us, and um she started talking to me in Spanish, but I'm like, huh? Like I was trying to understand some words. I'm like, huh, what do you say? And she said, "You speak English?" I said, "Yes, I speak English." She said, "Oh, okay, now, okay, that's good." I said, "You speak English?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, good. Thank God." So we became best friends. Then I schooled. I schooled. I had another best friend. Um, she was beautiful too. She had like she had blonde hair, blue eyes, and both of us had this. Was in this situation. Both of us had the same problem where we speak more English than Spanish, and we couldn't now understand. A lot of words in Spanish. We only could understand a little bit Spanish, not a lot of words. And um, and I'm sorry if I'm going off a topic. I mean, we talk about everything on this podcast. So, um, yeah, we both had this problem where we didn't we I mean we speak more English than Spanish. We only knew some words in Spanish, a little bit words in Spanish, not a lot. We understood some words in Spanish, not a lot. So it was like, we had our teacher. She knew, she was an English teacher. And but teacher we had, they knew the situation, and they put us apart, you know, of the class, and they pull us apart of the class, and they teach us how to speak Spanish. And the other teachers was great into, but one teacher, um she uh she was mean person. She was a very mean person. And I remember when back in the day, teachers would used to hit you with a ruler, this long ass rulers. They used to hit you with it. They used to hit your hand. They used to hit your, leave your marks, and stuff like that. And this teacher, she was getting mad because, we couldn't say some words in Spanish. Man, she used to hit us. And next to, my aunt, one of my aunts, saw the mark, and she's like, "What is this? What is this?" So I had to tell her. So she took me the next day to school. And I remember she was pregnant. The teacher was pregnant, and my aunt was the one that confronted the teacher and say, if you hit my nephew once again, I will kill you. I will fight you. Yada yada yada. And she was like, hey, you know what? This is the last time. The last time you're going to be in this school. I'm taking out of the school. So she went to the principal office, told the problem, reported. The principal, tried, no, just stay. And she said, no, I can. We leaving. We're going back to the Bronx, and we did. I think we left to the Bronx the other day. That probably next day we went to the Bronx, back in the Bronx, and until I went back to Puerto Rico. It was in Guanica, Puerto Rico. Um, yeah, it was in Guanica, Puerto Rico, and um, the first day I met some new friends, some friends that to this day they're still my friends. I know them for 35 years right now, right? Yeah, for 30. Let me see. I have been here for 24 years right now, right? 24 years. And excuse me. I was in Guanica, Puerto Rico, 1991, all the way to 2001. So that's, let me see, 92, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 years. So that's 30 years, right? 34 years. Yeah, 34 years. I know we're still friends for 34 years, almost 35 years. And the good thing that I still was not good. I still was not good in, speaking Spanish. I still was having problems with, understanding Spanish. And um I remember when I went back, when my grandmother took me back to Puerto Rico, was in Guanica, Puerto Rico. And I met, my friends the first day, and there was this girl that I met the first day, and she became my girlfriend. She became the first girlfriend that I had in Puerto Rico. First girlfriend. I was 7 years old. She was 7 years old too. So we both became boyfriend and girlfriend the same day. When I met her, I remember she took me to. I mean, when let me see, I met my brother's friend first. Then he introduced me to my friend and my ex girlfriend, which she was the first girlfriend that I had. Not the first girlfriend that I had, but at 7 years old, was my first girlfriend in Puerto Rico. Um, and the good thing is that I mean, the first time when she saw me, we became boyfriend and girlfriend. I remember I remember what she was wearing. She was wearing like this black and red dress. There was like there were dancers. There was they would used to like dance in schools like that. And I remember she took me to the side of the house and she gave me a kiss. That was my first kiss. She was my first kiss. And you know um it's a good thing because they knew how to speak English. So I learned Spanish through them fluently through them because they, even though I knew some, let me get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I knew some words in Spanish. I understood a little Spanish, so I learned Spanish and I learned um, understanding and speaking it fluently by them, through them. They was the one that teach me. At the same time, when I was going to school, um, a lot of friends that I had in school, they were the ones that teach me how to, uh, in the way that I learned how to speak Spanish, it was saying bad words. That was saying bad words, and I said, "What that means?" Oh, puta. I said, "What the fuck is puta? What the fuck is that?" Just say puta. I was like puta. I was doing that shit. I'm like, what that means? And people was laughing. I said, "What you guys are laughing for? What you guys are laughing about? I don't know what that means." And then I say, they teach me, okay, puta means this. I'm like, you tell me to say that shit? Really? I'm like, oh my God. And they was like, well, you need to learn. I was like, damn, but I'm trying to learn good words, not bad words. He said, well, this is the way you're going to learn. I said, okay, I guess this is the way I'm going to learn. Man, well, puta, you know, you know, and when I came, so then I learned how to speak Spanish fluently, understood, and then I had to relearn my English because I was speaking Spanish fluently. And when I came back to Rochester, then I had my first job where there was Italians. Not only I had to relearn my English, which I did through some ex co-workers in my first job in Rochester, New York. Then I learned how to speak Italian. I used to speak Italian fluently. Okay, like listen. I used to be a Puerto Rican that knew how to speak Italian fluently, understand it, and I still understand it. I do. I still understand it. But now it's like I forgot it, because I haven't used it for a very long time. I forgot it. Like in Puerto Rico, I was speaking Hindu in Puerto Rico because I had a friend that I had a friend that I think his mother was Hindu and Puerto Rican. So they were Puerto Ricans and Hindus, and I was speaking Hindu. Hindu, I was speaking it fluently. Like I do understand Hindu. I do understand some words. I forgot it because I let it go. And like Hare Krishna, which means God bless you. Hare is blessing. Krishna is God. Uh, and I learned their culture. I learned that they have different gods and stuff like that. And just like when I came to Rochester, New York. I was, like I said, I had to relearn my English, and during relearning my English, I I learned how to speak um Italian. I learned how to speak Italian. Like minchia, fangu. And I used to say a lot of stuff. I had to speak like them. Capiche. I had to speak like them. And now it's like, I have been, like I said, I have been 24 years in United States. I've been in, 23 years in Rochester, 2 years, it's 2 years in Dunker, New York. And I'm able to keep the balance between English and Spanish, where I could speak Spanish fluently. I could speak English fluently. I kept my accent. I did. I kept my accent. So why? Because I kept it. I kept it. In a balance, because I have a lot of family over here that doesn't speak English, speak Spanish. I have a lot of family that doesn't speak Spanish, speak English. So it's like, yeah, okay. So I'm able to. That's I'm able to keep myself as bilingual. So with that, I could speak fluently English, fluent Spanish, and understand English, understand Spanish, able to translate it. And even though when I translate, I do get nervous. I don't know why. Maybe because I don't want to say the wrong thing. And there's some words that it's not having problem to translate it. It just, I have to look in my mind. Hold on, let me, how am I going to say this the proper way? How am I going to say this the right way when I'm translating? So, but yeah, I'm able to translate Spanish to English, English to Spanish. I'm able to do that. Um. So yeah, you know, back to the topic. You know, um, like I say, sports. I was good at sports. Like I said, domino. I'm not good at domino. I don't understand domino. But I play because I like to having a great time with my friends. So like yesterday, last night, I explained to the people that I was, my coworkers, friends that I was, at at the bowling alley in Fredonia, which we had a great time there. I was happy to see everybody there, you know. And when I was praying pool, I told the person that I pray against. I said, "Listen, don't expect me, because I already knew. I know how Puerto Ricans are. I'm like I said, I'm Puerto Rican myself. When it comes to some, a lot of sports, I think it's a Puerto Rican thing that they expect you to play the game, to be an expert. And if you're not an expert, you don't play the game right, they'll get mad at you. You know what I mean? And I explained to him, and I said, listen, the first person that I went against, I lost. And still, he understood. And I said, listen, this, I don't know how to play. I mean, I don't know how to play pool. I was never good playing pool. I don't understand, because in a game, I'm an expert. I don't get it. When it comes to playing it on my phone, I'm an expert playing pool. Like, I beat so many people when it comes in the game, but when it comes in the real life, I just I don't I suck. I suck. And I told them, I said, listen, I'm not good when it comes in the real game. I'm not good. In a game, yeah. Playing a game pool, I'm excellent. I'm an expert. But when it comes to playing pool, I suck. And I told them, I said, listen, you want to win because I suck. And so don't expect me to be an expert. The second person that I pray with, he kind of like had a little attitude. He's like, "Oh, you don't know how to pray." And I said, "Well, I just told you. I also we had that conversation. I told you I don't know how to pray. I don't. I told you, do not expect me to be an expert because I don't know how to pray. So then, but we had a great time at the bowling alley. Is it going to be this weekend? I don't know. I'm not the host of the event. I'm just the promoter. I'm just the one that promotes it. So I'm waiting for the host. I will see the host tonight, and I will ask him if we are going to have or not. If next weekend we're going to have. If we're going to go back to the bowling alley. So if the host tells me yes we are, then I will promote it. I'll say, hey, bowling alley next week, blah 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 blah. I will promote it because I'm just promoting it. You know, but we had a great time. We had a great time there. Um, like I said, I had a great time. Playing pool. I had a great time. Playing bowling. I forgot. Listen, I was very good at bowling. I'm gonna say that I was very good at bowling because I learned it from. I still call him I still call him father-in-law. I still, even though I'm not gonna get into details, but I still call him my father-in-law. I still do. And my father-in-law, he competes. He's good in bowling. This man is a legend in bowling. He knows how to play bowling. And he has won trophies. And he has won tournaments. And I used to go with him. In bowling, and this man is an expert. The way he plays is awesome. It's phenomenal. And I was telling them, and I said, "You guys are lucky that my father-in-law is not here." I said, "He will." And he was like, After I explained to them, I still call my father-in-law. I still do. And I told them I forgot because I haven't played bowling. I haven't played bowling. I'm gonna say 21, 22, 22, 24, 25. I'm gonna say 4 years. I haven't played bowling ball for 4 years. And I learned from my father-in-law. Like I said, I still call him father-in-law. He's an expert. And I say, you guys are lucky he's not here, because if he was here, Lord have mercy, you guys would. I would have felt sorry for you guys. But like I said, we don't expect everybody to be an expert in bowling. You don't need to be an expert in bowling. You don't need to be an expert in pool. Just come to the bowling alley in Fredonia with us. Have a great time. It doesn't matter if you work in the first shift, second shift, third shift. It doesn't matter if you work from Manpower or Leslie Perina. You could bring in anybody you want to bring. Just be ready to have a great time. At the bowling alley with us. So I just promoted it. I will promote it probably tomorrow. I need to talk to the host of the event at the bowling alley to see if we're gonna go next weekend. If we are, then I will promote it tomorrow, right here, either on my podcast or in my talk show, C2K Talk Show. Um, is promoted by C2K is promoted by C2K Entertainment. This event is promoted by C2K Entertainment. It's part of C2K Entertainment. So, yeah, like I say, I want to say once again, anybody that works in Nestle Perina, or anybody that works in Manpower, you don't have to be first shift. You could be first shift, second shift, third shift. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just have fun with us. Have a great time with us at the bowling alley. Well, guys, this was the episode also to our podcast. Thank you guys for coming to watch me and listen to what I gotta say. Into another episode of Celso Talks podcast with your podcaster, Celso Luis Santiago Jr. Have a blessed day and God bless you.
Celso Talk, your new sensation. From cosmic wonders to daily grind, we peel the layers, no truth left behind. Laughs and lessons, we keep it real. A tapestry of thoughts you can touch and feel. Spin the globe, let the topics fly. Stories that lift, answers that pry. We're here to question, to laugh, to cry. No limits, no borders, just reach the sky. Welcome to the conversation. Fuel for your imagination. Every word's a celebration. Celso Talk, your new sensation.